You know, this Hurricane Helene effort being done by FEMA is a complete crap show. And where's the money at? Let's discuss. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Is Culture Podcast. My name is Mark. Thank you all for tuning in. And let's talk about what's going on in regards to FEMA and the response that the Biden administration, Harris administration, whatever you want to call it, is getting in regards to this response. Now, if up to this point, everybody knows that FEMA has completely dropped the ball in regards to how they support citizens in regards to natural disasters. I mean, we can go back to Hurricane Katrina. We can talk about other hurricanes and natural disasters and their relief efforts. The one out in Hawaii. But we're gonna talk about this one and try to figure out like where the money going and how a tweet from the presidential candidate Kamala Harris is sparking a lot of outrage. But first, if you do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates. And as I say on all of my shows, I thank everyone who tuning in and rocking with me. Now let's get into it. So, as I was saying in my previous video, I kind of talked about my hometown of Augusta, Georgia, being ravaged by Hurricane Helene. Unbeknownst to me, in my first video, after speaking to my brother who actually still lives in Augusta right now, they got hit with two tornadoes at the exact same time as they were getting hit with the hurricane storm surge. It left hundreds of thousands of people without power. Some people still don't have power. We're going on day 10 now. Nearly 40% of the city still does not have power. Only 70% of the city has water, and then some don't have either. And it's really kind of got my city and the community looking at our infrastructure, how the city is set up, because we still got power lines coming into subdivisions. People are questioning why aren't these subdivisions being built with underground lines. The response from the federal government has been, I'll just say it's been crappy. It's been very, very crappy. But it doesn't stop both political parties from making this a political situation when it shouldn't be. It should just be about supporting the citizens of the country and making sure that everybody gets the resources that they need. But we're in election season, so everything is political. And I hate that because the people that are from my hometown don't deserve this right now. They don't deserve photo ops. They don't deserve people coming out just making up outlandish statements to try to make a political point. What they need is assistance. You have what I consider storm chasers, right? Ambulance chasers, disaster chasers, who are coming into the city right now and are saying they're there to help, but they're trying to pull one on people who have homeowners insurance and renters insurance, trying to make a quick buck. We've also seen record numbers of price gouging going on for stuff. Things are triple the price. We had a gas station that was charging $10 for a gallon of gas. They got called out and got reported. And if y'all see anybody, and this is just not for the people down in Georgia and North Carolina and South Carolina that are dealing with this, or either in Florida or either in Tennessee. This is not just for you all. This is for anybody that deals with natural disasters. Price gouging during a disaster is illegal. And if people are doing that, please report these companies that are doing that so they can get shut down. Because we don't need people trying to make a quick dollar off of the pain and suffering of other citizens. That to me doesn't show any type of humanity. It doesn't show any type of compassion, and it damn sure doesn't show that you care about the community at all. If you would come into somebody's community just to try to pillage and away resources, or either try to put them in a situation where they're trying to figure out how to survive. This disaster in Augusta, Georgia, for instance, it's going to be, in the millions of dollars of damage, just sheer by the fact of how many trees have come down in the city. All these pine trees that we have, these long, tall pine trees that we always have that look beautiful. A lot of them came down Augusta Nationals golf course that happens to sponsor the Masters golf tournament every single year. Completely destroyed. So prayers up to all my people back at home. I know that y'all are gonna get over this and overcome. Hopefully the community finally will come together, because it's still, even though we live in a desegregated United States, some parts of the South is still segregated just by sheer of the population. So, but like I said, both presidential candidates came to Georgia. Donald Trump was in Augusta. Well, he wasn't actually in the city of Augusta. He came to one of the suburb areas, Evans, Georgia, with the Governor Kemp, talking about, assistance and people applying for resources. Kamala Harris was there a day before Trump got there, and she had a nice little video. She was out helping the community out, passing out food and supplies and stuff. And then she went to the microphone and spoke. So I want to show you what she said. And I think I get what she was trying to go with this, and she was making her point. But I'm going to show you just how tone deaf it was, because it sparked a lot of outrage because of something else that's going on. So let's watch the video real quick. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use.
And I want to thank the local leaders for together creating a task force-like response, knowing that we are at our best when we work together and coordinate resources, coordinate our communications to the maximum effect for the community that has been impacted. And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been affected. There are FEMA personnel who are going door to door to interact personally with folks, especially those who do not have electricity. But also that aid, if you have electricity, can be applied for online, and I encourage people to do that. FEMA will just basically verify your address, and then the process should take hold. FEMA is also providing tens of thousands more dollars for folks to help them be able to deal with home repair, to be able to cover a deductible when and if they have insurance, and also hotel costs. Today I'm also announcing that the President has approved the Governor's request for 100% federal reimbursement of local costs.
Okay, so y'all saw that. So she was saying FEMA was providing $750 for families who immediate needs, and FEMA was going door to door, knocking on people's doors, trying to get them to apply for resources. And then, there were going to be some reimbursements if people got caught with their deductibles on the homeowner's insurance, and all those things. And it sounds good, right? It sounds good. The problem is that 80% of the people in my hometown who have applied for FEMA have been denied. That's the issue. Some of it is The people didn't understand the website. They didn't understand the actual dates, that because when you go to FEMA to apply for this stuff, it's a certain date that you got to put in there. They didn't understand that. And then what they didn't tell the people was, if you had rentals insurance and homeowners insurance, FEMA will not only wasn't going to provide you with anything until you filed your claim with your homeowners insurance or your rentals insurance. So it kind of pissed a lot of people off in my hometown. And this is not me just saying what I, stuff I see online. This is people that I know, that I've talked to. I'm in a community group on Facebook that is for the city of Augusta. It's called Connect Augusta. And if you go on there, and these are residents that live in the city that are talking about, I got denied FEMA. This is crazy. I got to pay a deductible on my homeowner's insurance before I can get a tree cut down. Getting a tree cut down is not cheap. And if you've never been to Georgia, especially in Augusta, we got a lot of pine trees, and they can stand, 150 feet up in the air, big, beautiful pine trees. Those trees came down, and, people may have 10, 12 trees in their yard. They just fell. And they can't get all this stuff cleared out because every tree costs about $3,000 to be removed. So if you got 10 trees at $3,000 per, that's $30,000. Who has money like that just laying around? Unless you just uber wealthy. Most of the average working day person doesn't have $30,000 in a bank account that they can just pull. And even if they do have homeowners insurance, a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck because of rising costs of inflation. So they can't even pay the deductible on their homeowners insurance to even get people out there to do the work, which is very, very, very bad right now. So during that same time, yesterday, the VP on her vice presidential account, not her campaign account, vice president account, she posted something on X, and it got a lot of people outraged. And I'm gonna show you what she posted.
And I want to thank.
So this is what she posted. She said, the people of Lebanon are facing an increasing dire humanitarian situation. I am concerned about the security and well-being of civilians suffering in Lebanon, and will continue working to help meet the needs of all civilians there. To that end, the United States will provide nearly $157 million in additional assistance to the people of Lebanon for essential needs such as food, shelter, water, protection, and sanitation to help those who have been displaced by the recent conflict. This additional support brings the total U.S. assistance to Lebanon over the last year to over $385 million. You got to ask yourself, okay, I don't know if it was tone deafness to post this, while you got people down in Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina dealing with a natural disaster. And there's always been complaints about FEMA not, helping out, FEMA not doing this, FEMA may be running out of money. And if somehow or another, the federal government came up with $157 million to send overseas, while we got people in 5 states in the South who are suffering. It doesn't get no more tone deaf than this. And I don't know who advised her to say this. Matter of fact, I don't even know why the federal government is even doing this right now. If FEMA doesn't have money, and Senator Mayorkas was out, early in the week saying that they may be running out of money. They may not have enough to handle the current hurricane season for the rest of the year. You can't have the DHS saying one thing, and then we turn around and just belly up another $157 million for a conflict that we shouldn't even be involved in the first place. I don't know what's going on, but for this to come out right during this time in the middle of election season was really not the best way to, get some support, because you got people that are down in Georgia who are looking at this. Georgia's one of those states that they're trying to fight over. North Carolina is another state that Trump and Harris are fighting over. These are quote unquote battleground states. And this is a tweet that you put out on a Saturday while people are still without power, without water, trying to find, food. We've had people who have died because they couldn't get their oxygen for their oxygen tanks. All this stuff is going on. This looks like you're spitting in the face of citizens. And I don't know who advised her to even tweet this. Even, the federal government right now is basically saying that, we care more about foreign policy than we care about domestic issues. We care more about, what's going on in the Middle East than we do what's going on in the South. And now we got another hurricane that is forming in the Gulf of Mexico that's getting ready to come across and do the exact same thing. What is the response to this? How do we keep having all this money to send overseas, but people are being denied resources through the federal government? So I don't know who is advising the Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. I don't know who's advising Biden, but this is not good for her campaign, because people are seeing this. And I'm hearing from people who normally would vote for Democrats who are basically saying that they're done. And that to me seems to be what's getting lost in this, because 30 days from now, we got an election. What's going to happen in the ballot box? And, even though we got this going on, like I said, you got all these politicians who are making these political ploys using the pain and suffering of Americans, but we also are in a campaign. And Trump's campaign is jumping right on this. And he has the biggest surrogate, Elon Musk, who is retweeting all this stuff. And he's using his social media platform to elevate this stuff. And they're elevating these videos of these people on the ground. They're elevating these videos of citizens complaining about not getting resources and feeling like the country is letting them down and all this. This is not good. And it's bad politics. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think that, did the VP just make a bad mistake politically for her campaign by doing this, going to Augusta, doing the video, saying they'll give me $750, and then turning around and tweeting out that we sending $157 million more to Lebanon? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Thank you all for watching this episode. Until next time, Coaching Nation, let's keep it coaching.